What's up, you guys? This is Devin with CFXTV back with another video, and today we're going to be fixing the rubber around my zoom ring on my Canon 80-200. Now, for those of you who've been photographing for over 5, 10, 15 years, and you have a lens that is probably, this one's like 30, almost 40 years old. That means it's seen a picture or two, it's seen a zoom or two. So that means that the zoom ring is going to get loose. Specifically, the rubber on the zoom ring is going to get loose. Now check out the rubber that used to be on the zoom ring. Now this is the rubber that used to be on the zoom ring for the Canon 80-200. It's stretched, it's seen a day or two, or a year, or 10, or 20. And this is what it looks like. Now here is a replacement ring for the Canon 80-200, and you can find this on eBay, and typically it's Chinese companies that manufacture these things, but it seems as though everywhere else they don't really manufacture these small things that you can fix for your lens, forcing you to either take it back to the manufacturer, where Canon won't fix the 80-200 because it's so old, or they force you to get a new lens. So having these small fixes really help out. So here we go. Now I have the lens collar on here. I don't feel like fussing with it to get it off, so I'm just going to take the long way to put it right here on the lens. So I'm going to just feed it through here. And there is no type of adhesive or lubrication that you need to get this on here. You really don't want to use any kind of lubrication on your lenses. Now here's another little caveat. There's like this little patch right here on every lens that I've ever seen. I've taken some double-sided tape and just taped that patch down because there is a hole in your lens, and it's designed that way. It's a small hole, but it's covered by this cap. So I'm just gonna put some double-sided tape on there, put this cap back on here. It's usually like silvery, or it's just like a little, patch right here. But let me go ahead and pull this zoom ring right down here. Now, mind you, the original zoom ring on the Canon 80-200 had like a little bit of beveling on it, and this ring does not. It was just kind of, cut out, and it was cut really tight. It looks very leveled here as far as getting it straight and making sure that it is really, really close to the specifications of this lens and how wide the actual rubber is. It looks really good. Like, you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell the difference if you haven't had this lens before. So if you're reselling your lens and you just want it to have tight zooming capabilities, because the zoom ring has gotten very, very loose over time because of all the pictures you've been taking, especially if you're doing sports photography or something like that. Typically these zoom lenses, like the 70-200, 100-400, your prime, well, not primes, but lenses that zoom in and zoom out, they typically have a lot of wear and tear on their zoom rings, and it looks to be in place here. Let me keep going here. I'm just micro adjusting it here, just really just pushing up at it to make sure it's in place. Make sure it's not too, and that's all it is. It feels like the 70-200 a little bit now. All right, and that's pretty much it. Yes, you can fix this. You don't need any adhesive. All you need to do is stretch the lens down, or pull it off on the side that's easiest for you. You might need to take a lens collar off. If you don't, take your lens hoods off and all this other stuff. Slide it down the lens, get it in place, make sure it's nice and in place so you don't have any issues when it comes to your next job. I'm gonna press it down just a little bit here just to make sure everything's in the slot. And there it is. Stay tuned for the next episode. You can get zoom rings and you can get focus rings, and you just put the model of your lens in and get what you need.